It's 10 trivia questions on Steven Spielberg and George Lucas for Patreon subscriber KC Khoury. This is Trivia with Buds. What it be, and welcome to another episode of the Trivia with Buds podcast. I'm your host, Ryan Buds. Thanks for checking out the show, and thanks for hitting subscribe so you never miss a new episode. Would love to see you at a live event in 2024. You can go to my website, triviawithbuds.com, and you can see where I'm at everywhere in Northeast Tennessee and in Southern California, and sometimes all over the country. Sometimes special shows pop up. Would love to see you at triviawithbuds.com/shows. I am very excited for today's episode on two great directors, Steven Spielberg and George Lucas. Got some great questions coming at you about them. Before we get to that, we've got our warm-up letter, which is, let's see what we got here. We've got the letter F, things in a grocery store, items in a kitchen, and things found in a desk. All starting with F, as in Frank, things in a grocery store, items in a kitchen, and things found in a desk. Listen for my three answers at the end of the episode, along with a fun fact of the day, and you'll be on your way to having an even better day once you have all this knowledge in your brain about these directors and some of these categories prompts and that fun fact. So listen, and if you don't like the ads, remember, $1 a month gives you an ad-free special feed, patreon.com/trivia with buds. We're warmed up, we're ready, and we're diving into Spielberg and Lucas right now. For KC Khoury, here we go. It's Spielberg and Lucas trivia question number 1. Who starred in the 1974 crime drama Sugarland Express, directed by Spielberg? Number 1, who starred in the 1974 crime drama Sugarland Express, directed by Spielberg? Number 2, George Lucas's film American Graffiti came out in 1973 but takes place in what earlier year? Number 2, George Lucas's film American Graffiti came out in 1973 but takes place in what earlier year? Number 3, what was the full title of the 2023 Indiana Jones film, which was not conceived or directed by Lucas or Spielberg? Number 3, what was the full title of the 2023 Indiana Jones film, which was not conceived or directed by Lucas or Spielberg? Number 4, who plays Roy Neary in Close Encounters of the Third Kind, directed by Spielberg? Number 4, who plays Roy Neary in Close Encounters of the Third Kind? Number 5, who is decapitated at the start of Star Wars Episode 3, Revenge of the Sith? Who is decapitated at the start of Star Wars Episode 3, Revenge of the Sith? Number 6, what animated series produced by Lucas and Spielberg spawned 14 total films? Number 6, what animated series produced by Lucas and Spielberg spawned 14 total films? Number 7, the George Lucas directed film Red Tails takes place during what war? Number 7, the George Lucas directed film Red Tails takes place during what war? Number 8, Spielberg directed the video game action film Ready Player One based on a book by what author? Who wrote Ready Player One? Number 9, what one-word title of 1988 was produced by George Lucas and starred Warwick Davis? Number 9, what one-word title of 1988 was produced by George Lucas and starred Warwick Davis? Number 10, in 2012, Spielberg directed a movie about what U.S. president? Number 10, in 2012, Spielberg directed a movie about what U.S. president? And your bonus question for Spielberg and Lucas for 2 points if you're playing along. Who is older, George Lucas or Steven Spielberg? Who is older, George Lucas or Steven Spielberg? Those are all your questions on the directors and movie legends with Spielberg and Lucas. We'll be right back with the answers right after this. We are back with the answers to Steven Spielberg and George Lucas trivia for KC Khoury. Pick that topic, KC did, on Patreon. Patreon.com/trivia with buds. For $5 a month, you can pick topics that you want to hear on the show, just like KC. Number 1, who starred in the 1974 crime drama Sugarland Express, directed by Spielberg? Goldie Hawn. Goldie Hawn. Number 2, George Lucas's film American Graffiti came out in 1973, but takes place 11 years earlier in 1962. Where were you in 62 was the tagline for the movie. Number 3, what was the full title of the 2023 Indiana Jones film? It's Dial of Destiny. Dial of Destiny. I'm going to watch that one on my quest to watch more movies in 2024 very soon. Number 4, who plays Roy Neary in Close Encounters of the Third Kind, directed by Spielberg? Richard Dreyfuss. Richard Dreyfuss. Number 5, who's decapitated at the start of Star Wars Episode 3, Revenge of the Sith? Count Dooku. Count Dooku. Number 6, what animated series spawned 14 total films produced by Spielberg and Lucas? The Land Before Time. Seen the first one. Number 7, the George Lucas directed film Red Tails takes place during what war? World War II. Number 8, Spielberg directed the video game action film Ready Player One based on the book by Ernest Cline. And then they came out with Ready Player 2 as a book. I wonder if they'll make that into a movie. Number 9, what one-word title of 88 was produced by George Lucas and starred Warwick Davis? Willow, with Val Kilmer. That's a fun one. Number 10, in 2012, Spielberg directed a movie about what U.S. president? Abe Lincoln. Daniel Day-Lewis famously wanted to be called Mr. President on that set, which is a little pompous. And the bonus for 2 points here. Who is older, Lucas or Spielberg? It is George Lucas. He's 79 as of this recording, and Spielberg is 77. And there you have it. A fun quiz on 2 great directors. Hope you had a good time playing along with that one. KC, thanks for picking such a fun category there. And we have our fact of the day for you. Fact of the day is about Bon Jovi. John Bon Jovi didn't like the song Livin' on a Prayer and almost scrapped it from the Slippery When Wet album before it gave them their first #1 song. You hear that a lot about musicians and bands. They're like, oh, we hated this song, and we just happened to put it on there, and that was our biggest song of all time. I think that's also for Simple Minds. Don't You Forget About Me from Breakfast Club. I think I read that about them, and that ended up being like their pretty much only hit. But there you have it. We are done with today's episode. We've got this categories here. F, things in a grocery store, fruit, items in a kitchen, a fork, and things in a desk, fun. There's fun in your desk? No. A fountain pen. There you go. I don't have one of those. That sounds too fancy for anything I'm writing down. But fountain pen works. Thanks for listening. Thanks for telling a friend. And we'll see you next time for more trivia with Buds. Cheers.